Welcome back, everyone, to ESL One Katowice 2019. It is day number 2. If you're just joining us, where the heck have you been? Because we've been doing lots of cool Dota for the last day and a half. Not to worry, though, we've got you back because we've still got another day and a half of group stage matches to go. Plenty still to come today as well as we head into game number 2 of our second series of the day. And I tell you what, all the questions right now, not only for our panel members, but also for Forward Gaming. They've got an awful lot of questions to answer, Alan.
Absolutely they do, and I thought that first draft looked solid from them, but the play in the mid-game was just not there.
I mean, draft first 10 to 15 minutes, probably okay, Fogged?
Yep, so, it seemed to be.
Other than motivation and maybe a pickup from Jack in the background, what else are we talking about to improve?
But I don't think you can say other than motivation, because I agree with Fogg that by far the most concerning thing that I saw was after the game.
Yeah, it was extremely concerning. I think the
way
one
that
thing
they all looked and the way they didn't interact.
Right? Yeah, the way they weren't talking immediately and like pointing at things, or even like because the game had already been over for a bit, right?
Yeah.
So
sure.
that you would maybe they'd already talked a little bit, but
yeah.
you know, the other thing I'm looking at, maybe I said this yesterday too when I saw this Coddle first picked, is if you do see the Coddle, I think you have to pick more team fight. They actually didn't really have too much team fight on the side of forward when I'm really looking at it overall. It's like they have to rely on a good Chain Frost or this Rubik to have an
I was going to say, was the theory not that they had melee on OG and then that Medusa would counter that?
I guess in a way, maybe, because they have the Frost Shield and everything like that, but there's just like, I actually look at it.
Wasn't enough though, was there?
No, there's so much poke and prod and there's so much team fight on OG in comparison.
Well, and you know how OG likes to play. You know, what they want to do is they want to take your tier 1 tower and they want to establish their presence on your side of the map with a couple of these big team fights. And you have to have the ability, come 14, 15 minutes, if that's happening, you have to have the ability to push them back.
Yeah, so as much as I like, you know, like the Beastmaster Rubik, they put tons of pressure on the Ember. They did great in the lane. I actually think I might just want them to have something else as a team fighter, because it's like
scrap the whole draft.
They did great. They did great in the lanes, but then that mid game hit and the game ended.
Yeah,
right? Game
somebody that
like,
can stall the game, like MSS on an Underlord or something like that. Something that can just stall.
I mean, I'm not sure. It's kind of like it'll fix all their problems because they have a lot of problems like we're mentioning. But I think it could be like maybe it'll help them a little bit more to play. I'm not too sure.
Do you not want them to be playing around your war or around resolution in some way and pivot that kind of 4 protects 1? I don't want to go there too much, but
when
not really
forward,
but do you not want something on do you want one of those two players on an enabled hero?
Yes, but the key is one of those two players. When Forward Gaming, then VGJ Storm, was having success near the end of last season, they were able to adapt who they were playing around from game to game, and you have not seen that so far this season.
I'm wondering if this might be a reason why they're like picking the last pick Marana a bunch, is because that's all right. You are. What do you want to get that can make plays to give Rezo space? And he's probably like, this is my comfort. But they have to find other solutions. They have to find other heroes because it just seems it's too slow paced versus these teams. Even when these teams are playing with long cooldown ultimates and stuff, they're still seeming to be able to run.
Yeah. From OG's point of view, what did they learn in game 1?
They learned that ILTW is a freaking beast, if they didn't know that. I checked the final numbers. He did 33k hero damage in that match.
And he was involved in every single kill.
other hero on both sides. All but one.
Oh, was it all
but one at the end of the game. No other hero on both sides did more than 14k. So 14.1k was the Yawar Medusa. Almost 2.5 times the damage of any other hero in that match. And you just forced the action from start to finish.
Yeah. Want to see the same thing? Same thing from him again, I guess, then.
Yeah.
Yeah? No different?
I mean, just do the same thing?
If they can build him up in the same way and they can utilize him like that, he actually gives them more options, doesn't he? When we were talking earlier about they need a plan B, C, D, E, does he not give them that the more stronger he gets like that?
I mean,
because teams will start focusing on his hero pool, won't they?
But you look at the way that they won 5 majors, and it's you have the no-tail carry that was sort of the active skirmishing, do a bunch of hero damage, and you have the harder carry that takes towers. What did we just see?
Which style are we going to see? Okay,
exactly.
That's interesting. We're going to head into the draft right now. We're underway.
Yeah, I'm wondering also if it's like, I said it before the game started too, is Jug is not having a great win rate here either.
Yes.
Jug just lost again. Medusa is also a hero that has gotten hit hard with nerfs.
Right.
OG picked heroes that are buffed. Well, most part. They picked heroes that are either on the rise or just becoming stronger. New patch heroes.
And it's not,
another thing.
That's the thing. That's the other thing that people, I think, tend to underrate. We talk a lot about the buffs and the nerfs. We don't necessarily talk about there is limited scrim time at these events. And it's a thing playing something against that enemy team that they may just not have played against a ton of times before.
Definitely. I mean, absolutely. I want to see them picking more of like the meta heroes. Meta and some more like team fight just to make it a little bit more well-rounded for themselves. Because this Medusa, when I saw that patch, I thought this hero was totally dead personally. So
Really?
Yeah.
You're that far down on Medusa?
I was pretty convinced just because I think these other heroes they just got so many buffs that you can't just look at her and be like, yeah, she got kind of nerfed. No, she got nerfed. And the other heroes got 100% visibly buffed.
She got directly nerfed, and a lot of the items that were enabling her, like Wraithband, got nerfed. Like
Ancients, there's no second Ancient camp.
Is disgusting for her.
That's my biggest thing. There's no second Ancient. It's like...
No, I mean, that's what, because that in the last patch, the Medusas were crushing it by, you build all these Wraithbands and you just start farming those 2 Ancient camps.
Yep.
And, I mean, you basically cut that potential in half at least. Because that's, in a lot of the ways, that was, when she was mid especially, that was her primary farming camp when she dipped back into the jungle.
Yeah, she would just back up. Oh, she's level 8. Oh, no, she's level 11. Oh, level 14. Okay. Now there's a much more restricted space on the map, and they're going to get into your jungle. Especially OG. They take tier 1s.
When you think about it, right? Just think about it outside
First
the box
phase Ember ban. Yeah.
Well, they
Troll.
did do mean things to them, so I'm not surprised they've been PTSD'd by Ember.
Oh, I think it's a mistake to leave Chen on the table.
There's a Chen, there's a Coddle. I think what their plan was here was, let's leave more out.
Yeah, and then we can
let's
get
leave more
at
and
least
let's get
one or
something.
two of those things.
Yeah, so if they take a Chen, you have the Coddle, Enchantress, whatever you want to pick from.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the approach here. You can see Noto is like, damn you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes harder, isn't it, when more gets left on the table?
Yeah.
Because you need more time to discuss what are you going to take and why.
You got to think about your second pick, and then you got to think about your third, fourth bans right away.
Yeah.
Because you kind of assume if you're going to take one hero, they're going to take the opposing +1. So.
I still in those situations, I'm a little bit more hesitant to do that when I'm the second pick team. Because that fourth pick count, in situations like that fourth pick counter pick feels very powerful.
That is very true. You have to look at all of the options before you take that final pick. You can pick your first one very quickly, but then the second one you gotta be like, all right, guys, let's look at every single possible thing to make sure that we don't get like them getting a fourth pick that just ruins both of our heroes.
Right.
He's looking. He looks very concentrated right now.
Which one is it?
You don't see it now.
Okay. It's either Coddle or Chen. Yeah, it's one of the two.
So they'll hope that they then get the Enchantress comes back around, right?
No, I don't think they want to run it.
Do you not think they want to run it both?
Oh, no.
Not both.
I think they want to take,
presumably then forward take it.
Chen is a hero for them that they actually feel so confident opening Chen and a core.
Right.
Because they can sustain aggression on that core's lane
Chen Monkey
so
King, right?
early. Yeah,
it's 100%
Chen Monkey King. They've shown Chen Troll. They've shown Chen Ember.
That's true.
They are just so, they will start using that Chen recall at like the 3-minute marker earlier. They'll bring 3 and 4 heroes.
So
to that
partly why then the Ember and the Troll are banned.
Yeah.
I mean, partly because they also just got an absolute ass kicking with the Ember, but
I think Coddle Monkey King here for forward is the best. But Coddle CK is nice here.
I actually think that 40% to 25% on level 1 Chaos Strike might have a big impact on the Chaos Knight because I don't think he feels nearly as self-sustaining in the offlane now.
Yeah, we were saying earlier that maybe some of the teams that have been playing him as a peripheral hero would probably drop out. You'd probably see it drop out of there. Those that have been really heavily relying on it would probably still pick it.
Because it really, when you look at what NIP showed us in the qualifiers behind that hero, it was you can take that Chaos Strike level 1 and be totally self-sustaining. But then now you let OG have this.
And that's where I was concerned with the CK too, is because now Monkey King, he's happy with this.
Yeah, he loves
He's versus CK.
Yeah.
He's all right with it. He's just going to be getting the...
It's just a mistake.
Does that not suggest that Forward haven't thought that through?
I feel like they had to. This was an opener from OG. They did this literally Chen Monkey King, Chen Ember, Chen Monkey King, Enchantress Monkey King, Enchantress Monkey King. I can go through the list of
that's
heroes.
What I'm saying. Why haven't Forward telegraphed this?
It's a good question.
They might just have prioritized. They might just be like, you know what, we've got an idea
Let's
with
play
the CK.
what we want to play.
Could be.
You know what, though? There's a part of me that keeps nagging and saying what we saw in that last game. This is one of the things that happens. It's after games, not making the adjustments. It's between games. You're just not talking as much. Yeah. There's not the dialogue there.
Yeah. And I mean, this Chen Monkey King is also insane. This combo.
Oh, it's...
your Monkey King just has so much more damage, and he's just got so much more sustain. If he gets a boundless strike with his Jingu with the buff from Chen, you're dead. And he's going to be full health pretty much. So it is problematic if he's even in that lane. So this leaves him open too. This Monkey King, they played it in 3 rolls.
Yeah, they have.
They have, and you look at OG, and they have so many other cores that have some flex value and that also benefit from Divine Favor that they'll run alongside the Monkey King. Now, that's mitigated here a little bit because the Troll and the Ember Spirit are banned. But OG, I mean, come on, we all watch TI. they love to play around this hero.
Thank you for saying the name of it. That was the first time I actually couldn't remember a spell name in a very long time. I was actually really disappointed in myself for a sec. I was like, Test of Faith? Wait.
Mind blank?
It's gone.
That's all right. Sometimes you forget a player's name. That's even more embarrassing.
That does happen.
Oh, yeah.
Or what team they're on.
I've done that.
Or yesterday, what team they were on. To be fair, he had transferred, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That does happen.
So you got saved. It was interesting. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the flexibility of that Monkey King on OG.
Yeah.
They have played it across the board.
Yep. Jarex plays it.
It's Jarex's most played hero in the last month.
Yep.
Oh, have they gone with it that much?
That much.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's also
I missed that.
It's also Thompson's most played hero.
Well, that's not a surprise. That's not a
more.
surprise.
You kind of go, oh yeah, that makes total sense, right? But
Is it his most played hero? Period.
Thompson, I believe so.
It might well be. Actually.
I think it might be.
In pro, I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Shit, maybe even pubs.
Oh, pubs.
His Invoker and
Invoker,
Monkey
I
King
think
play that.
Invoker is probably his pub one. Yeah.
Now it's more Monkey King because
Yeah.
he plays it. I see him play it.
Why would you?
every game.
Why do you ban Darkseer there? Interesting.
Darkseer Enigma.
Huh. Okay.
Something that Forward want to
The
do.
Enigma ban, fine. Lifestealer's still on. No, Lifestealer's banned. Okay.
Yeah. So it's something
Never.
Forward want to do, right?
Thinking about this Darkseer.
Rather
I think
than-
that is that the pairing that OG did with the Monkey King a couple times. They did. They ran the Darkseer.
It's
Yes,
all
they
right.
have. Yeah.
That hasn't looked as that. You know, on the list of strats out of OG that scare me, that's.
That's when
far
they've ran it as a. That's when they've ran the Monkey King as a support.
Oh, as a support. Okay,
Yeah,
I
sorry.
see. I
Yeah,
see.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
what they're trying to do
That's a good
effectively by banning it is saying, okay, you think
We know
you're
who it
using
is.
this as a flex, but you're not. We're going to force you to use this as a core. And
They-
then presumably they have a plan for it.
Well, by the way, another reason that I was surprised that they banned the Darkseer is because they will go Magnus again.
Yeah.
Out of this set, OG will. They'll third pick Magnus after the Chen Monkey King
But
open.
is that too obvious? That's what they're thinking about right now, isn't it? Isn't that what OG would be talking about? They've given us the mag. Why have they given us the mag? Why do they want us to have the mag?
Again, I think you can't. I think you run into trouble if you try to mind game too much during drafts. I think you.
But I'm trying to get into the mind of Mad, who does mind game drafts.
He does, but he's very smart about it. He's very smart about when he does it. Is the thing. I think you can get yourself a lot of trouble
TI
trying to do
Grand
that
Finals.
with. Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
A couple of amazing picks in there.
I like this Rasa pick, although it does lock him in as your 4, and that's the thing. We have a lot of information about what forwards lanes are going to look like at this point.
We're not too sure about it just yet. Gives them more catch and disable. Gives them at least some tower pressure. That's what CK and CK lacks is an overall. I mean, Phantasm. It's okay. It's okay hitting those towers, but.
Where are we going then, gents?
I still really like the mag here. Okay, I was going to say Beastmaster, but Batrider, kind of very similar.
Ooh, every time I see Batrider plus Monkey King, just don't cut the Monkey King's tree. Don't Firefly over your teammate.
Right.
Just please be careful. It happened at TI like so many times as well.
You know,
Just gotta watch
Batrider,
your
though,
positioning.
has to be, when you talk about the last couple of patches, 721, he has to be on the list of heroes that got the most significant buffs.
And most intriguing buff, too.
Absolutely.
Because it's like now you can use more frequent Fireflies. You're faster as well. It's
I think the drums build
cool.
is back, right?
Absolutely.
He's no longer early blink reliant, which is so huge.
They added more damage. You have damage on your lasso too, so solo kill potential is even higher because you stack stickies, you get your lasso.
Yeah.
That gets bonus damage from the stickies too. It's
He
a
used
lot
to be
more.
this hero that you could leave alone in lane and he could actually like get you a double kill. And for the longest time, that element was just sort of gone, and I kind of think it's back.
It's starting to seem like it. So that's the response to the Batrider and an instant PL.
Yeah, that's really disgusting. This is what I said about OG is so comfortable running the second sort of what we would call greedy in some situations core alongside the Monkey King.
How do they deal with PL illusions? If
so
it gets
far,
to the
you
point
don't.
where PL gets to the items, they cannot deal with PL illusions.
The way that you deal with PL illusions is you shift the CK over to a safe laner and draft something like a Timber Saw. You have to have some AoE, and you have Illuminate and Ether Shot.
Yeah, they're gonna need to pick something that has, definitely. Their team fight is okay. The Will-O-Wisp is there. They've got Shadow Shaman. It's okay. OG's isn't. I mean, OG's is high with the Monkey King.
They need something that's going to put it together, though.
You could try OD
Forward.
for forward. Yeah. I think OD with the splash from the orb plays a lot better against PL than than we would have talked about in the past.
That okay.
It's still a bit of a disjointed draft, though.
I don't like having OD versus Batrider.
I agree. I am. The thing is, when you this is where PL just wrecks drafts.
Yeah.
Because you now have to pick a 5th pick hero that deals with him, and yes, that hero is usually behind a good drafter. That hero is usually going to have problems against other parts of the draft.
Yeah.
But that's you do not address PL. It's you don't pass go, don't collect $200. You're done.
Yeah. I know some people are pricing like they have Illuminate, they have Ether Shock. That's not, no, those do not count. Like you can't sit there charging an Illuminate for 5 seconds in a team fight. Ether Shock, okay, but these illusions are gonna get to a point where they have way more. It's like
right. I mean, once he gets heart, yeah, okay.
It's like the Mjolnirs and stuff would have to be there, but even then, it's like
a Huskar last ban, just in case.
Yeah, that's funny.
Just
that's really
in
funny.
case. Didn't look like it would fit into that lineup, but OG's just trying to be careful, I guess. Don't want any cheese.
Yeah.
Is Huskar even cheese anymore?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's your other support. That's perfect. Perfect.
So that's really good versus, we mentioned it last game, Coddle.
Yes.
Coddle was picked, right? And we saw Nyx banned, we're like, ooh, you need to ban Nyx versus Coddle. Weaver also
Weaver
does
can
not
stun himself
like
running through you. Yep, that's nasty.
I mean, you can just be vendetted on a creep wave and you just pop Carapace as he's Shikuchiing through, and then you can set up easily, so.
That's nasty. I just don't know that there's an ideal pick here for forward.
How's the damage on OG?
Okay, well, guys, this is a 10th pick. This is a what can win us the game pick.
Yeah.
You have to pick something like OD. I mean,
you can't pick OD.
Yeah, you just can't.
You cannot pick OD versus Nyx and Bat.
Not against Nyx and Bat.
Even against Bat, I was already like, now Nyx and Bat, no way.
Is this like a YOLO void? Just like hope for the chrono? Oh no, that's not.
Well, all right. Well, it's not inspiring, but it
gives you. I mean,
they've got splash damage if he gets farmed. If he can get farmed.
Look, I know we talked about this DK Monkey King lane.
Yeah, I was wrong.
CQ, and
I was so wrong.
I have fiended high level pubs after that major and watched this lane, and every time I see it, the MK just crushes.
So I at CQ said 50-50, and then I went back and talked to Sumail and stuff, and they were saying like 60-40 for the Monkey King. But now it's like, I think with the Mischief thing, after that got added, you dodge the Breathe Fires half the time. Yeah. So then, even though the damage mitigation used to be there, now it's not. Now the matchup is like way
out of every player in Dota, who has abused the Mischief thing the most?
Tops.
Yeah. This is OG's draft.
Okay. Fogged. Kind of game are we going to get between these two in game 2?
Who was that last pick again? They had Weaver and then
Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight.
It's just pick Dragon Knight into Monkey King.
No pressure, but people were impressed with Tony Romo's ability to predict the game that was about to be played, right? The plays that were about to be played. So I want to know from you, the Tony Romo of Dota 2, how is this game going to be played out in the first 20 minutes?
First 20 minutes, I think Topson's going to run away with this game. The Monkey King's going to go out of control. Yep. So we're going to be keeping eyes on him, mischiefing and jumping in trees and just dominating the map.
If he takes that mid-tier 1 tower before 10 minutes, I think it's over.
All right. Well, thank you very much, gents. Let's head over to our commentary team now. They're all ready to bring you game number 2.
A dark cloud hangs over Forward Gaming after what was a pretty rough game 1 and a rough run to their tournament so far. And we've got a very pessimistic panel going into game 2. That 4th pick Phantom Lancer, that was troublesome for Forward, and I'm not sure if a DK really solves the problems here.
Probably not. I mean, there's like some AoE potential from your Breathe Fire and your auto attacks once you have level 2 Dragon Form, but I actually think that PL does fine against DK. You get on top of him.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to use your single target stun. Well, Topson might just die here.
This would be a nice pickup trying to go for the mischief dodge of the Illuminate Blast from SVG. Not gonna work here.
And once again, it's no longer on Topson. He can't win the lane. He's given up. Actually, no, he was the one that fed it.
Yeah, this is on Topson.
That's entirely on Topson. I was saying
Who
yesterday.
fed first blood to the
Who
mid?
fed first blood to Yawar? Why does he have 400 more gold than me? Yeah, shit. I was saying yesterday how if a support feeds first blood to the enemy mid, you no longer bear responsibility.
You have no responsibility over losing your mid lane at that point in
But
time.
now Thompson, he bears double.
He tried to do, I think he was trying to do the sneaky mischief in, see if he maybe kill a courier or something like that, but...
Forward, more like backwards game.
Oh, wow, that was terrible. Monkey King versus DK. We have seen this matchup go more and more one-sided to Monkey King as the matchup has been played more often. Maybe that's why MSS is here. Even with the first blood for UR, MSS feels like he still needs to try and be here to keep Thompson down, at least initially.
Once you have like 3 levels of armor on the DK, you're fine in this matchup. But before that, and yeah, the Jingu stacks are really annoying to play against.
And the Breathe Fire being able to dodge that with the Mischief. Monkey Kings have gotten really good at being able to pull that off.
That's an immediate tip from Rezo. This is a good matchup, by the way, for Weaver, theoretically. Weaver versus Bat. This is what the Chinese used to pick whenever they'd see a Bat Rider, because the Beetles are really hard for the Bat Rider to play against, and more importantly, because of your infinite move speed when you're Shikuchi'd, it's impossible for the Bat Rider to track you and get the kill on top.
Do you think OG should have tried to dodge, or is it okay? Like, you're not going to pressure the hero, but Seb can still get some farm out of this.
Seb's doing fine in this lane, surprisingly. Like, I was under the impression anyways that this is a very good Weaver matchup, which I'm sure you've heard as well.
We're going to get the Shackles in mid lane. Never mind. Jarex is here.
What are the... It's like you pick Lifestealer or Weaver.
Just flooding the field with pigs.
I hate...
You don't like the pigs? You don't like the piggy balloons?
Nah, I'm a Killjoy. I'm boring like that. The piggy balloons... The problem is...
I love the piggy balloons. You want to know why? Because the enemy team can't... They can't not hit it in pubs. They always want to hit the balloon. So I always like throw one up a cliff, you know, when I'm blind or something. With the starting bounding runes, I'm like, I wonder if anybody's up there. I throw a pig, but it comes bouncing back to me. That's when I know there's somebody there.
It's a scout pig?
Yep. No Tail chases SVG away. This is a dual lane meta, apparently, is MSS. I thought he was just going to be hanging around for like the first minute or something. But
the DD, he was trying to set up for the stun into Thompson's Boundless, and maybe they go for like a dive or some shit. They're still trying to do it, but I just don't think this is going to be very successful. JX finally just throws out the stun.
Whoa, that Illuminate Blast did not actually hit No Tail. SVG doesn't release it in time. And Chaos Knight should be able to pressure the Phantom Lancer all right, especially with the Keeper Light. This is a duo that can do a lot of work, and maybe that's why No Tail is hanging around so much, trying to get the Divine Favor over to the PL, help him out with a little bit of regen as much as possible.
Thompson missed the Mischief. They're going to go onto MSS, who
turns around. Shackles might be able to blow up this Monkey King pretty fast. They got him.
That was smart, too. He leveled the stun at 3 just so that they could absolutely secure it. So there'd be no boundless shenanigans into some sort of HP pull.
That's twice now. Thompson's died on this Monkey King.
Now it's definitely...
It's a rough start for him.
Now it's definitely on him.
They're still going to have a Phantom Lancer problem overall, but the panel talked about, you said it as well, like DK, if he does get ahead, if he gets the levels and he actually gets some okay farm, he starts turning into that carry DK, his splash damage can do all right against Phantom Lancer.
It's just kind of annoying because you're stun a single target, and as soon as he gets mana, DK has mana issues to begin with. He's got such a low mana pool. Like, it doesn't matter as bad if you have a decent mana pool to begin with, but if you're at like 200 mana, that means your BKB usage just has to come out sooner than you'd like.
Yeah.
And that's really going to be the timing for forward here, is when this DK gets BKB, how many successful team fights in a row can they win? Because once you get to that 5-second mark, the PL just kind of kites you out. You run out of mana, your team fight contribution starts to slowly nullify.
And MSS hasting back to mid lane. He's not leaving Thompson alone. And I guess nor should he, because it's not like a Shadow Shaman is that good against Bat Rider anyway.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the Weaver can deal with this lane just fine. It is a little surprising, I agree with you. Like every single time I've seen this matchup, I guess maybe I've never seen it in a straight 1v1 where there's been no support presence whatsoever. But Seb is up in CS over the Weaver, at least was.
I've seen somebody win this matchup. I think it was like way back when. It was maybe Yao. Way back when.
That is a while.
He got a solo kill. I think it might have even been on somebody from Alliance or something like that. It was like at level 2 though. He just dove. I think he even went flame break. I'd have to go rewatch the VOD, but that was the only time that I've seen a matchup like that go that way. Is SVG has the blast lined up. He's gonna throw it out. The stun follow up from the DK. That should be enough. Last hit by MSS to just clean that up.
I mean, if they just completely shut down Thompson's game, he can't play that space creating that we usually see from him, then maybe the Phantom Lancer, his game is going to be stunted as well. As forward.
Yeah.
They're looking at getting some early chip damage on this mid-tier 1. No level 6 yet on DK.
I saw some comment by somebody on Reddit that said like they'd like to see UR play more of these like spacey heroes to try to free up some room for Universe and Rezo, and I think this is kind of what they've gone back for. I think they chose the Medusa last game because they saw 2 melee cores and thought that it was probably the best option. But I sort of agreed with the fact that they need to play at a faster pace, at least for their heroes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so natural for both their side laners to be more farm heavy. And I think it also kind of fits UR more for him to be a space creator.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, even though he shares the last name, you know, he's not this like one position kind of core player. Like he's going to be, I think when...
ILTW using that Phantom Rush to be able to get some damage on SVG. Meanwhile, we're watching Thompson barely jumps into the trees and will be able to get out.
I can't believe he got that off.
To his shrine. That was super close. ILTW is not going to turn onto Universe. He's got level 6. Universe is only level 3. No wonder he's hitting like a truck right now. Turn around, does get a 2-second stun. Looks like No-Tail got a little lucky. He managed to pick up the Harpy. I'm not sure how long he's had that one.
His mid tower's really
Traded
low,
out for
though.
the Hellbear now, but...
DK's not even level 6, and they're about to take this tower. That's not the best sign. And part of it is that Forward, I think, realized, like you said, there's no point in MSS going bottom, because he's not going to kill that bat.
Yeah.
With the help of the Weaver.
You're more of a detriment to that lane more often because
you can get, if you get sticky twice and you can't churn rate off and the Nyx is there, you're dead.
Yeah.
And the Weaver's not going to save you in that situation. Top lane, you're not killing this PL. You're probably not even bothering them. Like, even though SVG's up here, and they can do some shenanigans like this, ILTW, he's got a stick. Should be alright, as he's kind of getting clapped right now.
It's pretty crazy, like, how impactful, like, the fact that he is level 6, like, Chen was able to have an impact on this lane without taking any of his experience, but he may still die. 2-second stun, another blast coming in. ILTW not going to be able to get out. No-Tail tries to give him some of that divine favor. Meanwhile, Batrider gets chased down in bottom lane as well. So now the side lanes are even crumbling a bit for OG.
That's because it feels like anyways Jerix doesn't really know where he's supposed to be. He's getting outmaneuvered a little bit. Like in the last game, it felt like his early game also sort of struggled, but he really picked it up in the mid game when he needed to. And that's what he's going to hope for in this game. Because right now, you know, he starts heading towards top, but his bottom dies, and he was bottom the entire time, and now he heads towards mid, but Yoar's already taken the tower. It feels like he's just a little bit too late to every engagement.
Pulling in ILTW, he's going to Phantom Rush straight to SVG. Kills him pretty quick. The stun from Universe a little bit late. Yoar's up here now, but his Dragon form is going to wear out soon.
And that was the rotation of the Batrider too. And ILTW's death just, you know, he wanted to go for the min-max, max out the Phantom Rush, no levels of the Doppelganger.
Yeah.
So it means that every time he got stunned by the CK, the follow-up blast was going to connect too.
The,
Oh, Jerix, they're going to go for this mid. This should be a free kill.
Oh, nice dodge from MSS. They may still be able to get him thanks to the stun from Thompson, as well as the slow of the sticky nade pump. But now he turns around, managed to get the shackles onto Seb. Seb's in trouble. He still has the Firefly, might be able to get over the clip, but he's just stunned for far too long. And Forward continue. Man, I was not sure. That game 1 was so rough. And we looked at the drafts and see this Phantom Lancer, like, damn, that's going to be a problem. I was very pessimistic for their chances here in game 2, but they have a great start here. 3,000 net worth lead in 9 minutes.
Yeah, just more heroes that can do something.
Yeah.
It felt like last game, the most depressing way to lose is when everyone just farms. And then you just kind of, the game's over. Because then nobody feels like they really participated. That's why I think they look so dejected, because it didn't really feel like anybody got the chance to play Dota.
Yeah.
Whereas in this game, at least you're giving yourself shots to win.
To your point about the Nyx Assassin, we were talking about, you know, I was panel for one of the Gambit games, and I said, you know, what really impressed me for Immersion is that I feel like Nyx Assassin is one of the harder supports to play.
Yes.
Not from a mechanical aspect, sure, Impale's a little hard, but more the fact that so often you just don't know what to do in the game, especially when this laning phase. If the lanes are just a bit awkward, like, where do you go? You're not a great roamer. You're not a great lane securing support either. Top lane, we're going to see No-Tail pulled to his doom. And MSS, ooh, long-range shackles. I was wondering what that was. I was like, is there another hero? No, it's just a Hellbear. They want everything that No-Tail has.
Yeah.
He'll take his hero and his creep.
And you are already 3-0-2. He's had a much better early game. So Reddit was right. Shout outs to that guy. He should be their new coach. He said, Yawar.
Get out of here, AUI.
It was like some weird comment. It was like, Yawar need pick, no carry. I got you, dude.
Blitz is like, I understand what you're saying. You're the Reddit whisperer.
I was like, he knows. He needs him to play a spacey, take towers, free up some space for Rezo to just hit some neutral creeps.
Oh, look at MSS. Oh, no, that Impale.
Oh, he's gone.
It was like half a second until he could TP out.
That's that comeback kill for Thompson now. He's really got to get things rolling. He's going to go for what looks like a third Wraith Band. This is the I've been poor early game build. But
pulls him back into the bolt. Resolution has the bugs on ILTW as well. Managed to get rid of those Weaver bugs, and
he hasn't leveled at all.
Again, still does not have the Doppelganger, so
he at level 7 still doesn't have a single level of it. So this is going to be pretty effective for them. Is they're even going to die for No-Tail. Going to find it no problem. I mean, the bugs stay on you no matter what, right?
Yeah, even if you Doppelganger.
Doesn't matter.
So
in that
that part doesn't change, but you can at least disjoint the Chaos Bolt that comes in from Chaos Knight. What happens, though, is I've seen that matchup, is like Chaos Knight just keeps on faking out on you. You're just like, once you actually do Doppelganger, then still going to be in trouble. Jarek's going to find the courier and runs away.
Skitter. And this is what Nyx is best at, just being a more team-fighty version of Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, your gank potential is a little bit worse because, you know, you can always just run in mid as a Bounty Hunter, Janata hit somebody and slow them down enough to get the kill, whereas, like, the stun is harder to land. As we saw earlier, remember when he picked up the DD rune and he was just kind of waiting? He waited the entire time, didn't end up doing anything with it. This time around, when you play Nyx, just kind of want to flit in and out, see where you can be annoying, create space. The thing about the hero, though, is it's most successful when you have these like very split cores. So he wants to focus on killing this Weaver. If there's any hero that he's going to kill on the map, it's this Weaver. Because the rest of the heroes, I think, should just 4-man. You have 2 tanky strength cores that can just run into towers, with the DK especially that's very good at it. And that way you can protect your Coddle and your Shaman who's got wards himself.
And Weaver, I mean, he hates playing against the Nyx Assassin because he can come out, he can actually lead with the Vendetta hit. And what are you going to do? You can't Shikuchi. He's just going to have Spike Carapace. You're going to actually stun yourself and set yourself up for the Impale. So it's just one of those things you can't rely on your primary ability. Jarek's is going to try and set it up here.
Thompson's done a very good job, by the way, of
recovering.
Yeah, because he's taking advantage of the fact that forward are trying to play this style together, and he's just farming out everything. It's not even that far behind anymore, considering the type of start that he had. Is look at this, Jarek's. Like we said, he's just kind of focusing on Rezo here as
MSS is right behind him. They try and go for the Impale hit. Jarek's was hoping to catch him with the Vendetta, and he's stuck on top of him, trying to get the Spike Carapace hit. But
that was a cool trick, though, what he tried to do. He anticipated once Rezo saw the TP, he would try to go for the Shikuchi.
Yeah, once he heard like Thompson doing the jump in.
Yeah. It was a decent attempt, at least.
Yeah. Do you think Rezo was wise to what was happening?
Probably. Like once he sees the TP in, he should know like there's no reason that Thompson is leaving that bottom lane because we're not putting any pressure down there. So I think that probably tipped him off. And
to be honest, like there are no big threats until that Blink Dagger comes up, besides the Spike Carapace setup from the Nyx Assassin. So. Nice. And right now, Seb is trying to decide between Boots of Travel or Blink Dagger.
You see what Rezo's doing, by the way? He went the Midas, but now he's going to go into the Maelstrom.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't decide to fake back into the Lincolns in anticipation of the Bat Rider. Because I think in this game, you want to just play this mid-game style Weaver and fight with the rest of your team. Midas that. Nice. That was like maybe 0.2 seconds.
That cooldown efficiency, baby.
Not that optimal, but you know, I'll take it.
Radiance for Monkey King. Not sure how I feel about that one. Wouldn't you just want more of the sort of mid-game stat items you usually see?
Oh, look at
Echo
this.
Saber and
Hotel, he's
Maelstrom.
Universe is just gonna run in here by coincidence, actually looking for the Monkey King, and it's instead No-Tail. Poor guy. Thompson.
He's just hanging around in the trees still.
They were looking for Thompson. He started eating trees on his way up, but No-Tail was just like, well, that is a surprise.
Looks like this can turn into a push on the tier 2.
Yeah, this is gonna create some timing though, as Jarex is getting levels out of this. Thompson is just continuing to hang out around the area, seeing if maybe they can set up for something. And there's pings here. Forward now have the opportunity, by the way, to go for Roshan now that they've taken this tier 2. It's not the easiest until Rezo gets his first item, but you at least can do it now. Your DK can tank it up. You can even drop Shaman wards for it if you wanted to go faster.
Just cutting creep waves, and SVG and Universe are trying to catch him in the act here.
Guess the tree, guess the tree, guess the tree, guess the tree. I'm always a fan of this. He didn't do it.
Jarex is, he knows the courier's back up. Or maybe he's just getting ward down. Vendetta's actually on cooldown for another 20 seconds, so won't be able to snipe this courier that's going to fly right over him.
Do you remember when Puppy did it like 4 times in a row?
Yeah, that was so sick.
So hype. I love when people courier snipe. It's my favorite thing.
He's going to run into UR. Actually, well, he gets the stun first. MSS is coming in as well. Jarex thinks he's, I could just TP out. Nope, MSS is on the high ground. Got to be able to get the disables.
Do they have dust? I don't think they have. Okay. They didn't have a sentry.
Don't need it. They're going to lose SVG, but...
Are they, though? He's already dead. I was looking for him on the map. I was just trying to
Shadow Blade for Universe. It's a cool idea for this Chaos Knight.
I mean, they need more ways to get on top of this PL. And if you go for Blink, I think your animation is too long on your stun, right?
Same goes with the Monkey King, who's cutting creep waves all over the place, right?
Yeah. I think Blink is too slow.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you're really good, you're going to be able to do stuff. They have 2 different disjoints on their cores. How far is he now from his Ratty? It's not that far.
Jarex skittering on in. Can they catch this Weaver? I mean, I don't see... Okay, No-Tail's got to pull in. Who's he pulling in?
Okay, here we go.
Pulls in Thompson. Set it up, set it up. Going to be able to get the Vendetta hit. Follow-up Impale. Lands that one. Still has a spike carapace to go to.
Nice dodge.
Nice dodge from Resolution. Still, though, they managed to get the Centaur stun follow-up as well.
Wow.
And they still bring down Resolution. I thought that was disaster the moment he got time-lapse off. But
me too.
Bottom lane, the same time, Forward was hunting. But ILTW is very wise to what's going on here. TP enjoying the rest of his team at time to take a tower.
They had stun after stun after stun. Just lined up for him. That was really well done by OG. But still, it is a 4,000 gold difference. As Jarex is trying to... I think he has his Midas now. No? Just has the Glove of Haste. He's actually really poor.
Those Midases are kicking in overtime now for Forward. They're going to have an early BKB for this Dragon Knight.
I'm sensing.
I feel like if there wasn't a Nyx in this game, he would have gone for Radiance. I don't know how much that dissuades you, though.
Yeah, like, don't you just still want that kind of... Not even, like... The AoE damage is good, sure, but even just the raw damage, the carry potential of your DK.
I guess he's just worried about the Carapace initiations. And like I said, when you play DK versus PL, you need to get a BKB so early. And then your BKB timing is going to determine this. And because they've taken the tier 2 top, and they have wards up, which I haven't really seen them use too many times this game, they can just go into Roshan, grab that, set up for the Dragon form after that to try to push down the tier 2 towers.
I mean, this is definitely telegraphing that Forward want to play a pretty active style right now, right? This early BKB pickup, I'm not sure how OG possibly fight
Oh, he
leaped
did
forward
he
when it
did go
comes
back
to-
for Blink Dagger, by the way, on the CK.
Oh, okay.
So let's see how good reaction times are. I mean, Thompson won a TI with this
Yeah.
hero, so I'd really prefer them to just walk in a Roche pit, take a fight, walk in a Roche.
Save the siege wagon. Bail it out.
All right, SVG just casts the blinding light and gets out.
They are all swarming in here. Thompson
Okay,
doesn't get him.
so he's faster. But he was trying to blink uphill, so I can't blame him for that.
Yeah.
This is just going to buy more time for the PL as he's going to notice that everyone has been smoked up.
They've also had great vision on this side of the map for a while. Side of OG.
It was very well done by Jarex when he got that ward out there in the first place. Still 3K lead. I'd imagine the main reason they're not willing to just walk into Roche is probably because of the Bat Rider and the Monkey.
Yeah.
Like, if there are two heroes that are good at fighting around Roche pit, that's their bread and butter. But you'd like to see them, I think, get a little bit more active with their lineup. I don't think you want to turn this into a passive game where this PL just gets 3-slotted and Monkey finishes Radiance +1.
Yeah.
Like, I think once he has Radiance and BKB, it's going to be actually pretty hard for them to kill Thompson.
And this is why, like, it's so important that we keep on bringing up Thompson, is he's doing the best at being able to cut these creep waves, which is stalling out forward, being able to use these Dragon Forms to finish off the rest of these tier 2s, get Roshan and such. They're spending so much time trying to hunt him, and they haven't been successful yet, right? OG is actually going to come up here, join Thompson as he makes the initiation onto the DK. They're going to be able to pull him back into that BKB. That 10-second BKB may all be for naught here. It's going to try and go for the TP out to the heavy follow with stuns as the BKB fades away. They do not. The Will-O-Wisp was used by SVG there as well. So at least there's some cooldowns being blown, even if OG don't claim a kill. They spot Nyx Assassin. Good read. They had that sentry down river, so they knew Jarex made his way through the river. And Universe always
Roche?
prepared. He's a Boy Scout.
Or you
Keeps
just
the
go
best
up?
of his spirits. And yeah, it looks like straight to Roshan they go. I mean, the double damage is still there for the Weaver for a short amount of time. A little bit of lag. So is it like playing against a Tinker or something? Like, can you not go for these pushes until you actually catch the Monkey King? Because at least that's what it seems like Forward are playing. They are not trying to like go and just push down mid, which I felt like they could have done with the BKB timing. Instead, they're just spending all their time chasing Thompson around the map. Do you think that's the right idea?
No, I really want them to, I'd prefer them to try to set something up, but it's awkward because I think they feel a little bit reluctant to go for this Roshan, even though they have many ways to deal with it because of the Monkey King and the Bat Rider threat. But at the same time, like, again, you don't want to go into a late game situation with the cores that you do have against PL.
Okay,
like,
forget about Roshan then. What about just taking a tier 2?
I think taking the mid tier 2 might be an alright idea, and then getting really deep wards and just going for the Roshan anyways.
Yeah.
And there's some pings right now by Seb. He saw Yawar just kind of walk away as Yawar's going to pick up his Blink. Like, they're getting all of these mid-game tiered items on the side of Forward. They've got Blink BKB on their DK. They've got Maelstrom BKB on their Weaver. Like, they're gearing up for the big one. It's just they're not really being afforded any fight opportunities. It's similar to the game we saw yesterday, the NIP versus Alliance one, where one team has one very clear goal, the other team has another clear goal. It's... For Forward, they desperately want to take any sort of fight that they can get. Whereas OG, you know, they're just avoiding them all. And I feel like Forward's just getting frustrated right now. So they're,
Thompson,
they're getting split up on both sides. They go for the smoke deep into the jungle, but no one's in the jungle. Everyone's just pushing out the lanes. And so as a result, yeah, they go for this mid tower.
Don't even need a Dragon Form. Just the Phantasm and the wards is going to be enough to take this tier 2. Well, OG, they were trying to set up a gank at bottom lane. They had the Chen smoked in. He pulled Thompson down to this bottom lane. They were hoping that someone was going to farm it out. Unfortunately for them, this is just the wrong time to do it, because Forward finally said enough is enough. We're going to do a little bit of 5-manning here. The lanes are okay for themselves. Maybe we can even go high ground with Dragon Form still up for Yawar.
Well, this is one way to bring people back. and force the issue, but they're going to see the Weaver at top and know this is a feint.
Traded tier 2 for tier 2. They have to be careful though. OG, they're chasing, but this is a high ground defense. UR is going to be able to come in with a Will-O-Wisp as well. They've got great control on 2 different heroes thanks to this Will-O-Wisp. And still, MSS is managing to get it away. They're getting a lot of damage onto ILTW. Good Impale out from Jarek's going to be able to slow down that damage from UR. Seb inside of the Monkey King ultimate may be protected. Sure enough, Forward are going to have to back themselves up out of that Monkey King ultimate and chase down these supports now. It's going to be MSS who's gone. The Weaver gets away from the Monkey King. Looks like they caught SVG's Keeper of the Light as well. Can they catch Resolution? Oh, he's going for the courier. He got it. Great plays from Thompson there. Rough start to this game, but boy, he has done such a great job evading Forward's attempts at ganks and played that team fight perfectly.
Yeah, he really did. The way that he set up his ulti, the BKB timer was done. I thought the fight was actually going to be all right because they went for the Bat Rider ult onto the Coddle, who was able to get his Will-O-Wisp off anyways.
Yeah.
But the BKB timer's running out. Thompson came in real late, but it was actually the perfect time.
This entire time we've been talking about Forward controlling the game. Maybe they're going to be able to take Roshan soon, but one bad fight is all it takes. Now OG have an Aegis on ILTW, who is very rapidly becoming an online threat. They are going to be able to jump here onto UR, who still does have his BKB. Managed to get the Hex onto Thompson. Maybe he's in trouble with the Chaos Knight jumping in from Universe. Thompson, he is definitely dead, surrounded by just too many of those wards and too many Forward members.
I would just try to go high ground here, I think.
Just run for it. They got Dragon Form in 2 seconds. Phantasm's up as well and almost got Jarek's.
You don't have the Shaman wards, but at least trying to force out something, I think, is your best option, even against the Aegis. Like, I don't think you can afford to play this passive style. You saw how hard it is for the DK to fight.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to see this. This would be a really good pick.
You are not going to be able to get the stun. SVG going to get burnt out so quickly, but ILTW is going to be stunned up. Bam, bam. Look at that. They managed to get the 4-second stun, and that is only going to be the first life, though. He's going to come back to a very dead Universe. UR has to give up any hope to bail out his offlaner.
That is such... And you see Rezo's on the other side of the map.
Yeah,
this
what
been
was
a 4-on-5.
You were saying, hey, let's go mid. Resolution immediately went down to the bottom lane. They get into a fight, and Rezo's still not even there.
And I don't really know. It's hard for me to tell you, like, whose fault that is because we're not listening to the team comms. So it's not easy to just blind blame. Maybe Rezo had told his team, like, I'm going to go TP out top, and his team decided the opportunity was too good to take the fight anyways.
Whatever it was some sort of disconnect.
And that's, for me, that's just a team error, right? Like, you can blame that somebody messed up in the communication, and as a result, we can just, you know, we'll just call it unlucky as Jarek's going to run into MSS here, and MSS is running around the tree line. But Thompson is strongest.
He's on the hunt. There are so many trees, you can't get away from him.
Boom.
And goes the dynamite. 13-11, a lead.
I mean, even though they've
Forward once had is completely evaporated.
Even though Forward have had the gold lead, this is how I know, like, when a team feels out of sorts, is they've had the gold lead for the majority of the game, and it doesn't feel like they're really winning.
Yeah. Certainly not now.
Yeah, this is just a little bit awkward for them. They still have maybe like 1 or 2 timings because they still have a fresh enough BKB on their DK. I think it's 8 charges now. Yeah, it's 8-second charge. Rezo's got a 10-second one. So there are still maybe like 2 or 3 good fight opportunities that you can get, but this PL is approaching critical mass.
Yeah, he's almost level 20. He's closing in on that heart.
Yeah.
I mean, once he gets the heart, when you don't have a natural hero to deal with Phantom Lancer, it feels like the heart timing, it's so hard to get over that. It's so hard to end the game at that point.
I mean, they're trying to work ways around it by all going Maelstroms, and I mean, that's cool, but eventually you still need to get into a straight 5-on-5 fight, and he's got ways to protect. They've got the Chen ult on top of that. They don't have the best AoE disable aside from the Will-O-Wisp, but you saw how hard SVG's game is. I don't even think he's got any items. Yeah, he's got a Windlace and a Cloak. Those don't turn into anything.
He's got a dream, hope and a prayer of a Glimmer Cape one day.
It's like, that's... I love when supports are poor and they just get the...
Oh, he's going to jump into the team. Can he actually get out? They get the Hex instantly. Thompson's not going to make it away.
Mid.
All right,
just
great
do it.
Pick off.
Just run
go
down
mid.
mid.
We got Phantasm. We got Dragon Form. Will-O-Wisp is still up.
This is a good opportunity.
Serpent Wards.
Yeah, okay, see, like, They just dropped double sentry. It's the communication, man.
They are not on the same page.
Here we go, though. You can force a buyback here at the very minimum. But I don't even think this is that bad of a fight for OG to take.
No.
Force a buyback, and if you can wipe like 3 heroes.
If Seb can get the initiation, start pulling someone back into the tier 4, he's going to go for it. He's going to go for UR. Immediately the Will-O-Wisp comes out, and that halts his progress. Seb not going to make it out of hero life.
This is such a good Will-O-Wisp.
Yawarska with the BKB. Thompson just diebacks. They immediately buy back on Seb as well. ILTW. He's going to have to do so much work here, but he's already been stunned up. UR's going to be burned out of his mana, but what a great shackles from MSS. Protected by the Sherpa wards as well. A Force Staff in some way trying to protect ILTW, but only sends him deeper into his death. Seb going to be pulled back as well now by the Blink Dagger initiation from Universe. The follow-up from Resolution with a big-time blast out from SVG. Finally gets his revenge for so many times he's been picked off. And OG, it's just over. I think they're just getting picked off too many times, and they don't have any buybacks forward. They are going to have to go straight for throne, but I'm pretty sure they can.
Yeah, I think the game might just be done. What a weird way for it to end is they all clump up for the 5-man Will-O-Wisp that went on for full duration.
But
you saw,
is it? They don't have any more, no Dragon Form, no Phantasm. They're all pretty low.
I guess
there's no Creep Wave. Jarex has pulled the Creep Wave away.
What a game saver.
Wow.
He's actually going to extend it.
Well done from Jarex.
Still, that was a colossal mistake by OG. Like, Thompson had the buyback, and so they were trying to set up, you know, team fight after team fight. But it was, I mean, the Will-O-Wisp was, the positioning of it was way too good.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, more of that was just forward and SVG specifically making a really good read, great reactions.
Yeah.
He knew, he's like, guys, what they're going to do, they're going to lasso and buyback, right? They're going to try and make the initiation, buyback at the same time. I'm ready to go, baby.
I'm glad, though, that forward decided to finally march down there. Like, the one time they
yeah,
did it
thank God
and
for
Rezo
that.
TP top, I was like, what's going on right now? But at least this time they're like, guys, at least let's commit to something.
Jarex has an Aeon Disc.
Indeed he does.
Really?
He will just kind of whoosh out of there. And he wants to protect his gem. Okay, so, I mean, this game did look very good for OG 2 seconds ago. And now I click this Chen's items and he's got...
They found the Weaver. Jarex, no! You could have impaled at any time.
Oh, he's gonna lose the gem.
The gem.
Oh no.
Jarex, you saved the game, but then that happens. Well, that's gonna be completed Mjolnir for
This is what makes
Rezo.
entertaining games, though. Like, Dota's never perfect.
No. This is a game of mistakes for sure. Rezo, like this
Okay,
mistake.
no, this is a gem.
Oh, he gets off BKB time lapse. He's gonna be okay. Whew. Oh, Will-O-Wisp is going to be able to catch ILTW. Doesn't have another doppelganger for 5 seconds. Did they find the real one? Universe doesn't care about that. He's going to go for the backline.
Oh,
Will the rest of the team focus
Will-O-Wisp.
on ILTLW, and it just keeps on pulling him in over and over again. He managed to get a doppelganger out. Another 5 seconds for the next one. They pull him onto the cliff. He can't get out. One more second.
The
He
ring.
can doppelganger now.
Where's
Can
he going?
get out?
He's gone.
He's getting away. No, he's slowed down immediately by Resolution. Found the real one. He's dead for 70 seconds. No Tail's going to be caught as well.
Oh man, can you imagine if they killed Rezo there? It was like half a hit away.
Yes.
You feed away the gem. That would have been the counter turnaround. No Jarex pulling the creep wave this time around.
Yeah, he can't stop this.
All right, how do you delay the game now? PL has no buyback, dead for 45 seconds.
They have no Monkey King ult, so they don't
got
even
no
have
glyph.
the Wukong's command to be able to defend.
Man, Thompson is poor now. Like, he has picked up a Yasha since all of this.
He's going Manta Radiance. Is this Naga Siren Monkey that we're watching?
The Will-O-Wisp, by the way, is so... This spell is so crazy.
It's so, yeah, it's broke. It is broke.
You're just straight up gonna call it broken?
I mean, the fact that they nerf him and this hero can be run as a 4 position or a 5.
It's pretty
so
much a better
effortlessly.
version of the Phoenix Egg.
Yes.
It's,
Like, oh, I don't have to put my life on the line
yeah,
for
it's
this?
a
Sure.
pulsing Phoenix Egg. Oh, that's incredible. Kudos to them. Forward, you know, they're finally starting to do stuff. We didn't really get to see it last game and for a large part of this game, but you know, they're finally kind of putting it together as Rezo still has the gem. Jarex has to be careful about this as They're laying out a lot of sentries, and he does have a TP available. He's going to go for it. Any follow-up? Nope. This game's great. I've thoroughly enjoyed this one.
2 lanes of racks down, all the shrines gone. ILTW, who, you know, we once said, oh, he's closing in on level 20 in Heart. That was like 5 minutes ago or something. And he has 0 progression in items ever since.
It was that mid fight and then the bottom one.
Yeah.
All right, we're okay. Things are starting to look up. I thought for a second that it looked like this game was...
They're going to straight smoke up, but immediately it's going to be popped in. There's UR making his initiation. They're going to be able to catch Seb. He's already dead as well. Will-O-Wisp doesn't really catch anybody past that, but with 2 pickoffs like that, no buybacks on the side of OG. I don't think this 3-man defense is going to be enough to stop Forward from claiming Megas. They're going to be able to catch Jerix as well. The Aeon Disc will just buy him a little bit of time, but he is still dead.
I think the Aeon Disc pickup's nice, but without a blink, it's just a temporary solution. They'll chase you down every time.
Yeah. Phantasm, Dragon Form. No Serpent Wards here, but...
Let's do it. What's the comeback mechanic?
ILTW immediately going to be hexed as he completes his TP here. Long range shackles out from MSS, and Jerix's already blown his impale, so they don't have a way to stop this disable. Fortunately, ILTW is super tank, and he will be able to get away for a little while. Maybe back to the fountain he goes, but it costs Jerix his life, and Thompson's already used the Wukong's command, and he's going to die inside of that too. The armor is now gone, and he's ripped apart by Yawar. The carry Dragonite with the help of MSS. MSS, oh, Seb comes in, managed to pull Resolution back. Immediately the buyback time-lapse, he can come back in, but Yawar, he's dead now, and maybe you can't actually bail this out. Forward just gonna have to retreat.
This is
fight
amazing.
Another day?
No. They bought back on 2. I think they're really looking for it.
They gotta end the game
They
right now, right?
I think they're saying, guys, like this is enough.
Okay, but
MSS is gonna go Shrine real fast, and he'll walk back. Don't worry.
all right. But Roshan's up.
Yeah, genuinely,
They're gonna do Roshan.
This is so clowny. Everyone's just running at each other. It's okay. I'm okay with Roche, but what it does is it gives OG like a 14th opportunity
Yes.
to recover the game.
They will not have to defend their 3rd racks with only 3 heroes. They will be able to form a 5-man defense. It's gonna be against Aegis and Cheese.
Okay, here we go. So they use
there's a
the
chance.
buybacks. So they're. I thought this game has been over like 9 times.
It's not been the cleanest of games.
No, but that's what makes entertaining Dota. And that's what Dota is, you know? I've never played a game where things just go smoothly. Like even in Korea when we were playing against like 3K players, you know, I die somehow.
Play against players who are literally new to Dota as a whole.
I mean, my guys were like, what does Lina do? I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. All right, so you have one good opportunity to defend. Here is Forward. The crazy part is if Forward somehow loses the 2 heroes that bought back, maybe suddenly there's like some weird way that OG can win again. It's only a 9,000 gold difference is the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like once you're down like 2K or 2 sets of racks and they've lost like 3 fights in a row and everybody from OG's bought back, you'd consider it being like a 20K lead minimum. But it has not been that way, Austin.
No, it hasn't. And Forward do not feel comfortable enough to just march into the base immediately. They're going to try and play it to the best they can, make sure that all the lanes are pushed in before they go for that high ground hit. But that may be able to buy a bit of time here. Almost got the pick off here on ILTW. I was just looking at it. If Zeb can actually get the BKB so he no longer has to worry about the Will-O-Wisp countering his initiation, that high ground defense becomes significantly better. But he still needs another like 1,000 gold for this. Meanwhile, Thompson with his Manta Radiance build continues to push out the bottom lane non-stop. He can cut the mid lane next if he wants to.
He just needs to cut lanes and delay.
Yeah.
Like this game is all about delay, delay, delay.
And if he can actually get the BKB as well with a combination of the Wukong's command.
Yeah, he's going to cut this mid lane. Very well done.
Jump in.
Just continue to create some space and some time.
Oh, look at that. They actually TP. UR came back. They Okay.
This bottom lane's been completely cleared out too. So now they just have to deal with this top lane, and they're going to be able to do that, and the game resets a little bit. And credit to OG, even though they might have thrown a little bit, they're doing the correct things to get themselves back into the game.
Yeah.
They're using the fact that Forward, correctly so, I think, is a little bit timid because I think they really don't want to throw this game back. Like, of all the games you could potentially lose,
yeah,
this
they
one
lose
would
this
hurt.
one. They may not survive the rest of the tournament as a team.
Morale has
It
dropped
may be
significantly.
It may be a disband sort of game, you know?
Nah, man. They're troopers.
Butterfly soon for resolution, but a butterfly on the way for ILTW.
All right, so now they're forming up. You see MSS. He's got the wards. What talents has he picked up? He's
Time to
got cast
go.
range.
How can they stop
XP.
us? We've got Phantasm, Dragon Form, Serpent
Aegis
Wards.
Cheese.
It's only one lane of racks. Surely,
All right, so
this should be easy.
ILTW does have a buyback, as does Thompson. Oh, no, he doesn't. Thompson actually bought out for his BKB. So we'll see how that decision ends up playing out. I mean, I think the BKB is better than the buyout, personally. They're all gathered up as you are.
They get the right kind of lasso here into the Wukong's command with both their BKBs.
It's the
They can definitely
Will-O-Wisp,
focus
though.
somebody
They got to
down,
figure out a
but
way to get to SVG.
That's true. And Jerix, he's not trying to wrap around there. Actually going to throw it on the Serpent Wards here. ILTW will be quick to dispatch though, but that's the same time they make the initiation. Try and grab Jerix. Aeon Disc is going to pop, so that initiation is going to fail. Thompson goes for the back line. The Wukong's command on top of the supports. That's great. That's exactly what they wanted, especially with the pullback down resolution. That's going to be the Aegis down. A great setup, a great hold from OG, but can they keep it going? ILTW has already finished off the Shadow Shaman, immediately buying back. They're still going to try and take this 5-on-5. Forward is saying, all right, they're out of some spells now. They've got some cooldowns. All we have to do is make sure no one else gets picked off here. And sure enough, Universe is going to be able to blink away from ILTW, so he will be fine. Forward.
That was the reactive buyback, though, from MSS. And he had to have known it was, at best, a 4-on-5 for their side. And there's no way they're going to push the issue
without
4-on-5
the keeper
without
of the
buyback.
light.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true. That is weird.
So, I mean, that is definitely an overall win for OG, as they managed to grab the Aegis. This time around, they fought around the Will-O-Wisp perfectly. If you notice, the Phantom Rush carried him all the way past it.
Yes.
He just 40-yard dashed right through it, no problem. This time around, it was not effective. They caught the back line. That's what they needed to do in these fights. You just have to ignore these tanky cores. They're just not easy to take out. Like this DK and this CK.
Okay, so OG have now created the formula for success in a team fight. We've seen
Yes,
how
sir.
they can win this, how they can hold. What are the changes that Forward needs to make now?
Forward just... That fight's just a little bit awkward. I felt like they rushed it. They dropped the wards and they all committed to going for the high ground.
Yeah, that was
But
really
the problem
weird.
is the Keeper of the Light and the Shaman, they can't really follow up on that with the rest of the heroes. So I think they have to be more patient there. And Rezo, you can't get caught out here. You absolutely cannot die, and he's completely alone. He's going to Shikuchi out.
Oh, he hit him! A blind hit from Jerix! Unbelievable!
Oh, God.
He's dead for 2 minutes.
Did he even have vision?
Gee?
Did he even... I don't see a
He
sentry.
did not have vision.
He didn't
That
have
was
a
blind
gem.
swing.
Home run.
All they had was Thompson's gem, and I'm pretty sure that he was nowhere in range.
Ooh.
100 seconds.
I'm feeling it, Austin.
You think they got this? You
oh
think OG
my-
are going to make the comeback?
Round and round it goes. Where it ends, nobody knows, Austin.
See that again. What a beautiful read from Jerix. Yeah, that gem was so far away. There's no way. That was completely blind.
my
What
Lord.
a
And
hit
now
from
all the
Jerix.
buybacks that they use to try to end the game, that kind of just bites them in the ass now. They can't play
Yeah.
as aggressively
I
as
mean,
they
they're
like
going to be
to.
losing Raxes, and if you're OG, you just got to go balls to the wall here, right?
There's no buyback on
70
DK for 30 seconds.
You just keep going. Where's Jerix going?
Yeah. There's no buyback for 30 seconds on the
Uh-huh.
DK, so he's not willing to commit for the fight. And Weaver just... Weaver doesn't have one for 8 short seconds.
There's no tier 2s to protect any of these. They can go for full-on megas.
Okay, that's a 1K. And
Oh, Jesus. That's SVG God. He does have a buyback.
He does have
He's got
buyback.
Will-O-Wisp.
he's got buyback in Will-O-Wisp. They're going to lose one.
All right, there's a buyback now. There's a buyback now for the Weaver. So if OG get overconfident, thinking, oh, there's no buyback from this Weaver. We still have 30 seconds.
Yeah, but OG do have buybacks. This is...
Oh, Yuar's going to make his initiation. Goes for Seth. There's going to go the buyback from Resolution. On the front line, though, is Topsy. He's going to get off the Wukong's command. Universe trying to go for ILTW. There's so many illusions. He's already
no man on the DK.
Yuar, he does that as
He's got cheese.
He's getting control of them. He's got cheese. It's going to be okay. And the Will-O-Wisp is there as well. They're going to try and get out of the Phantom Rush. So the ILTW will get out of that hold. Now he gets pushed back into the stun of Yuar. They've got ILTW. He's going to be shackled up. He's dead. He does have a buyback, though. Universe on the hunt for more. Same goes with the Resolution, but it looks like everyone else from OG has managed to get out. Jerix pulled away by the Chen. Thompson's away. OG do have a buyback to hold once again in a 5v5.
But it's still, in my opinion, OG advantage because they've got the buybacks to work with. There's no buyback on Rezo, which is huge, but there is a buyback available on all of OG. And so the scary part now is Thompson, he's going to get caught out.
Thompson, he did so well.
This is the gem too. What? What's going on?
He got a little desperate. I think he really wanted to protect the Phantom Lancer buyback, you know, and he's like, I'm gonna keep split pushing the same way I've always done.
Oh, this is glorious. This is truly...
All right, but if you're a forward, especially
I think you have to try to force the buyback. No, what you do is you got to be real careful. You send in your heroes that do have buyback. Like you let Universe and MSS just kind of walk in.
So you have Universe just like go and hit the racks or something.
You let Universe and your DK go in, sorry. Not MSS. And if they force the buybacks, then you immediately just try to disengage with whoever you can.
Yeah. Someone's definitely going to die, though, to lasso. There's no
you really want to force the Monkey King buyback here to put yourself in even straights, but because Roshan's up, I think forward, this is their breathe deep.
Okay.
Look at the, dude, just look at the gold graph in this game. This is the clowniest thing I've ever seen.
Up and down and up and down and up and down.
It's just Magic Mountain is now... They're going to fight without Thompson?
They're going to fight without Thompson? He has buyback, but there's no shrine for him to TP into. They can bring him in with the Chen, though, and that's exactly what they're going to try and do here with the initiation.
He doesn't find anybody.
Juggled in with the Aghanim Scepter. The Universe being pulled away with the BKB, though. He's not taking a whole lot of damage, but now the Wukong's command maybe will be enough. The elf gotten out of that big circle with the Will-O-Wisp as well, helping them out. Thompson is going to leave that Wukong's command stadium, and he's going to chase down SVG. Impossible doesn't get him, so instead he's going to turn for Yuar, where his team is actually disabling of Yuar so well, and he just gets ripped apart by the Phantom Lancer. He does have a buyback, but he's used his dragon form.
And this will be a 4-on-5 at best for them. As OG, they're going to see that Roshan's quite low.
Super low.
This is the refresher too. This would be huge for them. They're going to commit for this all in. Everyone's filtering.
It's giving them the vision here. They can't actually get through this area.
You got to go now.
They're going to try and get in, but it's too late. Age is already picked up by ILTW. And what does Forward do now? They can't fight. They can't go for that last laner, Brax.
Okay, so OG was down 7k, and now they're about to be up again in gold. Now it swings the other way. Forward with the almost 100% win probability for like, and then they bring it back to a 75% win probability.
Are you sure this isn't a disband game?
Oh, this would be
like it.
They've had like both teams. The crazy part is that both teams have had like 40 opportunities to win this game. It was Rezo getting caught out by that beautiful stun by JRX at top. Then Thompson throws it back by getting caught trying to push the wave, and MSS catches him.
ILTW, he's been level 25 for a little while now, but now he's got another spike. He's got Scotty. I mean, he's got 4,000 health. You see when Forward try and focus him down, it takes a long time, even when they chain disable him, to be able to kill this Phantom Lancer. Now that he's got Scotty, it just gets even worse.
Scotty Aegis, like, oh, my heart. Still.
What do you do as Forward? Like, you can't take the straight.
I don't know,
5
Austin.
on 5, right?
I know for now it's their turn to win the fight, like 100%.
So somehow,
just judging by past history,
they're gonna lure OG into the fountain.
The win probability's like, come on, Daddy needs a new pair of dice. It's time to swing. I thought this game was ending like 9 times in a row. Somehow Forward's gonna make the miracle hold, I'm sure. It's 5-on-5 here. They don't have the best buyback situation ever.
Jerix burrows in behind ILTW.
Go Nest.
Forward. Oh, the initiation from Thompson tries to catch Resolution.
Rezo skittering around though, and it looks like they're comfortable giving up this Rax. They're gonna try to play for the Megas. This would put them even. 2 sets of Rex gone to 2 sets of Rax. But Yuar pops the DK form, and this is a bit of a commitment.
ILTW Divine Grace is going to help him out a little bit. He just keeps on swinging for those Raxes.
And he's got him.
And now they
have no DK form in
You
a
use
bit.
the Dragon form. Don't you just like
commit.
as OG? Don't you just kind of like back up, wait for like 5 seconds? And
That's
then...
why forward's smoking right now. They realize like we use DK form. This is our only opportunity to fight.
We gotta go.
Yep.
And they're gonna go for the back line immediately. Chaos Knight jumps in, managed to get the BKB, dodging the impale. The Will-O-Wisp is gonna be able to get some force as well. Top's been heads up. They're just focused on everybody but ILTW, and they should be able to kill him. MS is down ripped apart by ILTW, but Jerix is gonna be caught. Resolution trying to go for him. Oh, Resolution barely gets off that time lapse before he's burned out of mana. ILTW stuck back inside the wards, gets away with another doppelganger. Seb managed to grab Resolution, and Resolution doesn't have the time lapse to be able to survive. No buyback for him either. It is just ILTW. He is pretty much 1v5ing forward right now. He's got so much HP, and he still has that Aegis too. UR no longer has the Dragon form. Finally, they take away that Aegis, yes, but now a second line.
Surround him! Surround him!
He's gonna get the immediate stun. They will be able to get that. Universe gonna chain it with the Chaos Bulk, and they
give me a fork.
Oh no! They actually take away the cooldown for Mawar, so he's got another Dragon stun, and LTW will die.
I told you, Austin!
I did it!
It's gotta go back the other way!
Forward hold! Unbelievable.
And now it's time for OG to ante up.
It's only Nyx Assassin. How could Jerix possibly
There's
hold
no
this
buyback
for
for
OG?
PL. We said that like 19 times this game, but maybe Forward have done it.
There's no buybacks coming in, right? It's not going to happen like last second. There's no.
There's no dream. I just knew that somehow Forward was going to do this.
Look at him pulling the waves.
The game couldn't end it any other way.
Yeah.
They just had to come back. They're marching down.
Yomar's he's picking up the death, so he's like, we gotta end this as fast as possible. I cannot risk us throwing again.
All right, now they call GG. Okay.
A valiant defense attempted by Jerix, but GG. Forward will be able to go 1-1 with OG in this series. What a wild cluster of a game.
The win probability in this.
They don't even look happy. Forward don't look happy at all about it. They're like, I guess we did it.
That was something. Just the charts alone. If I'm OG, I'm so disappointed because they had Aegis cheese.
Oh,
their PL was literally unkillable, and they killed Rezo at a decent time, and they still barely don't win that fight.
I mean, it was so cool how both teams in like we both saw a scenario where it was just like, how the hell do we win this?
The thing about this is I feel like if OG just backs up and waits out the Dragon form,
if they just back away, right?
That's what Forward realized. They're like, oh crap, we actually just used Dragon form and committed it. If we actually just had to fight right now. So they just marched outside their base. It wasn't even that good of a position, but they were like, if we can't fight without DK form, the game's over anyways. And I feel like OG got way too excited. They're like, guys, the game's over. Like, our PL can't die. Like, what?
How fitting it is that Forward
I told you that
closing out that game
didn't believe
on
it,
basically a mistake. The reaction of the mistake of their Dragon form is what allows them to be able to take down OG in this second game. What a wild ride.
I mean, yeah. What do you say after that? Bananas? Silly? Ridiculous. It really was absolutely absurd. Where do you start? I don't even envy you guys because you've got to break that down now.
I love how you tried for the variation on the classic there, Red.
It wasn't working.
Yeah.
It wasn't working. I was trying to do the plan with it. It just. What a bonkers game.
Yeah.
I mean, fun, but riddled with mistakes in there as well. I was like, let's just not beat about the bush here. There was lots of mistakes in there, and it was kind of like, as Cap said at the end, it was kind of right that a mistake ended the game.
15 minutes ago, I'm listening to Blitzcast, and I'm going, that's not how win probability works. Apparently it is.
That was, I mean, we have to rewind to, what, 50 minutes? 50 minutes ago? So, smart start. We'll go from the beginning.
Yes.
Smart start from Forward, putting the Shadow Shaman mid.
Yes.
They made this Monkey King suffer.
Yes.
Thompson suffered a lot throughout this game, got picked off constantly. MSS had an incredible performance on the Shadow Shaman too, getting all these catches. The supports in general on Forward played, I want to say, really well. It just, this game was super super wacky.
Well, but
I think they still did play really
For the
well.
first half of the game, though, James.
The Wisps alone, right? The Wisps alone.
Will-O-Wisp were incredible.
First half of the game, it was forwards game.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
suddenly you thought, hold on a minute, this isn't the same team that we saw in game 1. They're actually playing cohesive Dota.
I still say with these 2 drafts, you give me 2 good teams, and the OG draft is going to win 7 out of 10 times. But in 2 out of the remaining 3, the DK gets early kills on Monkey King and takes his tower early. That's how they got into this game. By the time PL had his heart online, they have double Midas, double Maelstrom on their big cores, and all of a sudden those PL illusions waves them in fights. They aren't a big deal.
They also seemed very prepared versus Monkey King, not just in the lane. The way that they were also pushing their lanes, if you noticed, this was something very small that I actually saw Universe doing too, is when they were pushing down mid after they won like a fight and the Monkey King or one other hero was still alive, they would back up and run with the creep wave.
Right.
To make
They
sure that this
didn't
Monkey
let
King
these
can't
creep
just
waves get
jump
cut.
up and then jump down and clear it instantly so they don't have a creep wave to push. MSS, Universe, a couple of them kept going back and making sure they could guide their creep waves, or even look when they would expect that he would do it. MSS caught him top when he was trying to cut the waves again. It's all about paying attention to that and understanding the Monkey King, what he can do with it. So it's nice.
We shouldn't leave this review of this match without saying that OG should have won that second game. They had a very big opportunity to do that.
After,
I mean, it was dead even.
after they came back. After they got the Aegis Cheese and Roche, just like Will and Cap were talking about, they were just like, yeah,
Does
our
that-
PL. So even I said it with Alan. I was like,
PL
this
can't
PL
die.
is immortal.
Yeah.
But then I think what Will said at the very end there is totally accurate. That is exactly what OG were saying to themselves in TeamSpeak, and they got just too carried away behind that concept. When we're saying things like PL literally can't die, haha, we don't literally mean that.
Yeah.
And you can overcommit.
Was there an opportunity? It's always easy afterwards. It's Captain Hindsight, as we often say. Instead of going for the kills to have finished off that last Rax, put the pressure on, got the Megas, backed off. I know it's the more sensible route, and I often criticize that. But at that point, they had a choice. They could have taken the team fight, which they did, and they lost. Or they could have gone for that last set of Racks and put Megas on, put pressure on forward.
Forward, I think.
I mean, it could have gone the other way around. Forward could have also done the same thing with top Racks. Right?
Yes, yeah. But I think Will had it at the very end that Forward realized that if that last Elder Dragon form expires, that OG just flat out walk into the base and win the game.
Yeah,
But he bought back without the ulti, right?
It came back up.
That was
afterwards.
before.
It came back up later on after they re-engaged. It just, I mean, the problem is when you're playing versus this. This is why I'm gonna talk about Coddle so much at this tournament. I think it's absolutely the best first pick right now.
Absolutely.
Except for maybe like the Chens and sometimes. But this hero just provides so much, not just because of the Willow. These Will-O-Wisp were amazing, but even just a blinding light. How do you can't hit the buildings.
Yeah.
You're reduced so much and you can't itemize. You can remove it off of yourself. That's the one thing, sure, but you can't actually, like, MKB doesn't, it doesn't work with buildings if you're blinding lighted. So this hero provides so much inside these team fights.
And and again, it's the same point that we make with Wisp about how it feels like after the map changes in 7.2.0, there are so many more choke points. The same thing applies to blinding light, that you're getting multi-hero blinding lights in a lot of these fights.
Yeah.
Fault, it's your turn to pick an MVP.
Oh man,
how do you pick one out of this lot?
This one is hard. Universe ended like 10-1. He had a pretty damn good game on the CK. The supports played super well too, though.
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
I would like, if you're on the fence, I kind of actually like MSS.
I thought he played super well, but I don't know. I'm not good at picking these MVPs because I'm a support player, so I like lean and I'm like, ooh, the support made a lot happen.
All right, I think we'll go with MSS then. I think you picked it out. Why would you pick him out, Alan?
I feel like, again, maybe it was a team decision to bring him mid near the beginning of the game, but I think the first blood, obviously, for the Dragon Knight on the Monkey King, and then getting caught off guard when the DK skilled his stun at level 3 because of the presence in that lane. I think that OG, again, we've talked about it through so many of these games, they haven't shown that they can survive a bad game by Topson against good teams. And that was what really put them on the back foot in so much of this game.
Oh my God. It scares the hell out of me.
It just comes up in your peripheral
They didn't
vision.
get to see it this time, but it just came out of nowhere behind me. MSS is now pretty happy, though. Look at him. Beautiful lad. Yeah, no, he did play really well. And it was a very back and forth game, but it was exciting. And, I mean, we've seen Topson at this event. He's struggling a bit. People are definitely seeming to understand him a little.
Well, he's struggling, but...
Is it up and down, though, Alan? Because we've seen some good games and some poor games.
That's what he calls himself. He literally calls himself Flopson or Thompson.
He does. he's struggling in the same sense that like Bulldog was struggling for Alliance after TI3, that other teams realized that they needed to prioritize shutting down his game and that the team couldn't necessarily adapt to that. And I think that's it looks like up and down play, but in reality, it's just the recognition by the opponent.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you very much, gents. Time for us to head to a break right now. But of course, we've got plenty more Dota to come. We're only halfway through the day, in fact. We've done our Group A matches for days, numbers 3 and 4. And we're going to see the 3rd and 4th series in Group B. Coming up next, we're going to focus our attention on the boys in orange. That's right, the boys from Fnatic we didn't see yesterday will be in action against Chaos. They're both 4-0 so far. Who's moving to 6-0? We'll find out very shortly.